Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Unapologetically Yours podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Logan, and I'm so happy to have you here today. Unapologetically Yours is a podcast where we go deep on everything from spirituality to relationships and connection to business and belief systems, because in a world when we've been taught to play by the rules, it's time to live unapologetically. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about pace and slowing down. Oftentimes, our biggest strengths are often our biggest areas of growth and opportunity for expansion. And that is absolutely true for me. And so, background, I am a working entrepreneur, mother of three. My pace is fast. I can pack a lot into a day. I can switch with ease from one task to the next and have lots of different areas of interest. And people are always asking me, like, how do I manage all of the balls that are in the air? And it's because I move quickly. But that is also my kryptonite, because slowing down, feeling into situations, really understanding how I feel about things and taking the time for resonance is not something that comes easily for me. So that is something that I set out to work on this year. Personal growth is something that is so super important to me. And I've been on a quest in recent years for more self-actualization so that I can do as much good in the world as possible and be the most aligned, purpose-driven version of myself. And so I was connected with a woman who does yoga therapy, and her name is Laura Jane Mellencamp. She owns a yoga studio in Downers Grove, Illinois called Yoga Among Friends, and she provides yoga therapy. So I showed up for my first appointment with Laura, and I was like, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm here. I'm spouting energy from every orifice, and I would like a morning practice so I can calm the fuck down. And she looked at me and laughed and was like, okay, you want a morning practice? Here it is. Lay on the floor and just breathe. And I was like, all right, I get it. I get what you are putting down. It is time for me to slow down. And that, no, I'm not going to come here and just get 5 yoga poses to do in the morning every day to ground myself. That it is about actually setting intention, actually slowing down, actually connecting my breath and my body so that I can be fully present, so that I can emulate the love that I want to put out in the world. So after several months of meeting with Laura Jane, we have finally arrived to the morning practice. And I am so excited because I just started a 40-day commitment to being more grounded, setting my days with intention, to really focusing my energy every day in a way that allows me to be the most actualized, the most aligned version of myself. And it takes a lot of commitment. To do something for 40 days in a row is not easy. The last time I set off on a quest of this sort was last March, where I did a 40-day Kriya, where I started every day with a mantra, with journaling, and it helped me get through some of the most challenging moments of my life by having focus and presence. And now I'm in another phase of growth, change, stepping into a new chapter. And what was most important to me is that as I enter into this new chapter, that I do so with intention, that I do so with grace for myself, for others, and that I do that with presence. And after zipping through so many years of life where I just had things stacked like crazy, I want to do things differently. I want to stop. I want to feel. I want to sip my coffee. I want to be present. I want to stretch and touch my toes and be in the moment. And as someone who is wired dramatically differently than that, that is a big challenge for me. But there's something to be said about making a commitment to yourself in a practice. And in the healing space, there is a lot of discussion around things like the rigidity and the dogma around daily practices, and that people can get so rigid about them that they kind of lose the intention and the meaning behind them. And I think that that's very true. I think that when you treat healing or growth as a religion, as something that's uncompromising, that has no room for humanity, that you can lose sight of the point, because the point is love. The point is connection. But also, growth and change requires commitment. It requires returning back to center day after day to remind yourself who you are, what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, and what you want to be in this life. So with that, I am on day 2 of this 40-day challenge where I wake up in the morning, I set up my yoga mat on my screened-in porch, I listen to the birds, and I connect with my breath, connect with my body, and connect with my spirit in a way that helps me start my day more grounded, more present, without rushing out the door, rushing from one thing to the next. Is it easy to wake up early and make that commitment? No, especially because I am like a night owl and an early bird. So when I am in need of sleep, I am in need of sleep. But there is something to be said about recognizing that we are committed to so many things. We're committed to showing up on time for work. We're committed to being there in the pickup line to get our kids. We're committed to meeting all sorts of deadlines and obligations. But the one that we often miss is the dedication to ourselves. So with that in mind, I will be sharing a little bit more about this experience along the way. I will share what the practice looks like. And if you are also someone who has a hard time slowing down, give yourself the gift of spending just a few minutes every day, breathing through your nose and out your nose, hand over your heart, connecting with your breath, connecting with your body in stillness. If you notice yourself wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, return to stillness and give yourself that gift over and over and over again, because that is one thing when time is so valuable, when time is so finite, when time is often so filled, that we don't do for ourselves. So that is my gift to you. Give yourself the gift of stillness. I have been working on this for many, many months now. I am stepping into next phase where with this 40-day challenge, and what it looks like is being on my yoga mat, connecting with my breath, connecting with my body. And at the end of every session, I am writing down a little mantra for myself, a little love note to myself, and I'm putting it in a jar. And once that jar is filled up, I will be sharing some of those love notes back with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this mini episode of Unapologetically Yours. I'm your host, Ashley Logan. If you are interested in hearing more about somatic practices or ways to take care of your mind, body, spirit, you can shoot me an email at hello@unapologeticallyyourspodcast.com or a message at Ashley D. Logan on Instagram. I would appreciate like, follow, share, do any of those things. And until next time, I'm Ashley, and I am unapologetically yours.